Hello and welcome to MyFusion Helper. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to use the Page Trigger Helper. Now, the Page Trigger Helper is one of the most elegant triggers that we have, and it's a tremendously powerful helper that allows us to do some really neat stuff and really stealth kind of interactions with the user when combined with membership sites. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is give you a live demo of how to set it up. It's pretty easy to set this up, and then we're going to go in and kind of look at how you would actually use it in your business and how you could take advantage of it to the best potential in your membership sites and kind of some of the strategies behind it. So let's dive in first and take a look at how to set it up inside the app. Okay, so here we are in the app, and we go down to the Page Trigger It Helper and select it, and we give it a name, and let's just say that this is visited our coaching offer, and I'll explain that in just a second. So let's talk about the scenario here. Let's imagine that you have Membarium or perhaps Customer Hub, and you want to track when somebody has gone to a coaching offer page that you have inside of your membership. And so let's say that you have an upsell page that offers some additional coaching, and you want to know if somebody has visited that page or not. And when they do visit it, you want to have a trigger kicked off inside of Infusionsoft. Well, we could do that a couple of different ways. Now, we could do it with tags, and that's fine if you want to populate a tag in your system, but you could also do it with an API goal or both. As you can see, you can select them both. Now, for the easiest way to do it and to not require additional tags if you're just looking for the action would be to use an API goal here. Now, once they visit that and you kick off this automation, you could do a whole bunch of things, right? People use this for assigning points for gamification and bonuses. So when somebody takes a certain action inside their site, they want to give them 5 bonus points or 10 points. We've talked about that before with the Mathit helper. So you could combine these two together, and then you could chain them together with the Chain It, and then have that triggered inside of the membership site. So there's some different things that we could do there. But in this case, let's just say that they visited our coaching offer, and we want to then throw them into a campaign where somebody reaches out and gives them a call and says, hey, we saw that you were potentially interested in coaching. Is there anything that we could do to help you with that? And that's a perfect example of how you might use this. So let's just say for simplicity that we're going to apply a tag, and I'll just pick something here and say that it's a tag here that we want to apply, and we'll go ahead and create the helper. Now, when you use the Page Trigger It helper, this is a 2-step process. Most all of the other helpers, at this point, you're done. And with this particular helper, the Page It helper, there's one more thing that you need to do. It's a second step. And you notice here that it doesn't say copy the link for Infusionsoft because this integrates with your membership. And so what you really have to do here is set the configuration. And here's where we give you a different set of code depending on the different membership platform that you're working on. And with this code, you can paste it inside of your membership area and trigger the action. Okay, so this allows you to create the event. So if you're using Membarium, you can come in here and just select this code and copy and paste it. When somebody visits that page, you just put this in the footer of your membership site page, and when they visit that page, it's going to trigger the action inside of Infusionsoft, whether it's a tag or whether it is an API goal, depending on what you selected. Likewise, if you're using iMember 360, or if you're using Customer Hub, or if you're just putting it on an Infusionsoft landing page or order form, then you can use this Infusionsoft code as well. So any of these will work, and you see that the link is in here, but we do some other stuff to set this to work properly depending on the membership platform that you use. So in this particular case, there is no inside Infusionsoft integration other than it's going to invoke a tag or an API goal, and you're still going to want to set up your automation behind those particular hooks. But this is the second step that you would take. All right, so we saw how to actually set it up, a two-step process of just defining what tag or API goal we want to apply, and then grabbing the code for your membership site. And the third part of it I didn't show you, obviously, is to paste that into the proper code inside your appropriate membership site. But now let's kind of talk about some of the examples of what you might want to do with this. So one thing is you may want to track when a user has viewed a page in a membership for compliance reasons. So perhaps you have a training program and it is a mandatory training, and you need to make sure that people are, watching and visiting that page and going through the process. Well, you could set this up to fire a tag, and then inside of Infusionsoft, you could have a tag goal, and you could have a series of emails, a sequence leading up to that tag goal, and have it set to stop the sequence immediately when the tag is executed, when the goal is achieved. And that way you could have a series of reminder emails for them to complete their, whatever it was that their compliance that they had to do. And as soon as they visited that page, well, then the goal would be achieved and it would stop the nag emails or the reminder emails, however you want to look at them. But that's an example of how you could use this. You could use it for goal-based achievement inside of Infusionsoft and really making a tight, seamless integration with your membership. Now, another thing is that you could change up the experience in your membership site based on how many times they've visited a given page. So, for example, with this particular feature, every time they visit a page, you could invoke another call to the Mathit function that would increment a custom field counter. And after they hit a certain number of views, maybe you change the membership page that they see and they see something differently. That could be very powerful, right? As somebody has seen one offer, you could use this for a sidebar offer that you make. And after they've seen it 3 or 4 times and still haven't taken action, perhaps now you change it up and show them a different one. Okay, so this allows for some very powerful integrations with Infusionsoft and the membership experience when you step back and just kind of think of some of the potentials. Now, a very popular example of this is for smart upsells and or cart abandonment kind of considerations. So when I say smart upsells is when they visit a certain page, well, then you could trigger an upsell process inside of Infusionsoft or a marketing campaign to be invoked based on the fact that they've expressed interest by visiting that certain page inside of your membership. Okay, that would be a smart upsell because they've obviously already expressed interest by visiting a certain area of your membership, and so now you can kind of market to that specific desire. Now, another thing you can do with it is cart abandonment inside of your membership. And when I say cart abandonment, I mean kind of a simulated cart abandonment, like the example that I gave of they clicked on a request for coaching page, but then maybe didn't fill out the request. So they were just kind of checking it out. And maybe you want an increment a counter the first time they do that. And if they go back a second time, then maybe you want to trigger off automation that says, hey, let's reach out to them because they've checked this out a couple of times. So they're probably fairly interested and they just haven't picked up the phone. So maybe we should call them. Okay, so there's some really powerful capabilities of this particular integration, and I think it is something that can really enhance your membership sites and your integration and automation with Infusionsoft. It's all about the right message to the right person at the right time.